横浜
The biggest race of 2022 is here as we get set fully for trying this Grand Prix in Malaysia. And look at Bagnaia.
He's up to
Too
second.
close off. Back at Bagnaia. Up into second place. Fabio Quartararo clinging on to that third place. How close was that?
To all my fans, this year is our year. Come down to Sepang this November. Time for Malaysian GP. Malaysia. Malaysia. Malaysia.
Malaysia. Malaysia.
Jom ke Sepang, kasih gegar.
Yokohama.
It is hot down here in the pit lanes. It's definitely going to be hotter out there on the track. Ladies and gents, we are back. Welcome back at the Malaysia Championship Series down here.
And the Malaysia Championship Series 2021 season is a go. You can hear those engines screaming their way. Driver all there's some contact at turn 15. We said there might be some action at turn 15. Wow, that's a double overtake. This is some huge stuff to kick off.
A very good Sunday morning to all of our fans out there, all moto fans out there, because why we are now down here at the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series Round 2, Race 2. I'm your Adlan and I'm so excited to be with all of you guys today who are watching now live on the official Facebook page of Sepang Circuit. There's going to be a lot of things happening down here. There's going to be a lot of drama happening down here as well. Because one thing that I can tell you is that it is a sunny morning today in comparison to what we have witnessed yesterday during race 1 of round 2. There were a lot of drama, a lot of commotion that has happened down here on the tracks. But well, I think it's safe to say, don't want to jinx it, but we're going to have a splendid race day today. A few information that I do want to share with all of our viewers out there. If you guys do not know already, we will be having running the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia on the 10th until the 12th of November 2023. So make sure, should you guys are interested, I bet you guys are, make sure you guys go down to the sepangcircuit.com website and get your tickets right now. Special 10% off to all of my card holders out there who want to get your tickets as early as you can, because you do not want to miss out on the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia MotoGP happening here at the Sepang International Circuit. I'm fluffing my words a bit because I'm so excited to see all of the cars are now out of the pits, heading out to the track. They're all gearing up, they're all getting ready, and I know for sure a couple of guys who are getting ready as well. We have Nicholas and another brother of mine who's a bit of a chocolate as I am vanilla. Jeev, how are you guys this morning?
Really? That's great to see your second race as well. Thanks, Mio, for that. Yes, good morning to everyone watching from wherever you are around the world. My name is Jeevan Selvanathan. Nicholas Anil joining me once again, our latest addition to the MCS commentary team. Nick, sunny day, sunny morning.
Yes, indeed. Happy to see sunny days, sunny morning, and also excited to see what's in store after an incident-filled race yesterday, like Mio mentioned.
You know, it's great how these things happen and then everybody kind of plays it down the next day. An incident-filled race it was, but I think actually that's going to put right up at the top in terms of benchmark. There was your first race for the MCS as well, and well, what an event it was. There was about 4 laps completed, first of all, on bright sunny day, or at least sunny enough, and then sudden torrential downpour led to not just a full course yellow, but a red flag that turned up, and that stopped everything, and for a good half an hour at least, and that really did shift the schedule as to what's happening up here at the Sepang International Circuit. Racing did resume with 25 minutes determined by race control on the clock, and in the end it was, well, a very different race, because the main headline, Nick, from yesterday was the fact that the top 3, who are now starting again today, all knocked out.
Yeah, indeed, and all knocked out in quick succession, I have to say. It was a real setback for those 3 who got knocked out, but it's redemption time today.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I also have to comment Faris Fauzi. You know, he was given the mandate to lead the pack, and he really, you know, just kept at it. He was consistent for that 13 laps. You know, stuck to the timing and make sure he put enough daylight between him and the chasing pack to eventually get that first win of the season.
You mean he stole it, basically?
He stole it. He stole it.
He essentially stole it, and that's no disrespect to Faris at all, or Jesmond Tan that came in second, or Hayden Heikel actually was second overall. But in those 25 minutes, the cars left on track were still dealing with a lot of extra moisture on the track. It wasn't 100% safe, but it was safe enough for racing conditions. And so, as you pointed out, Nick, it's all about today. Before we get into that, let's get down to the grid. Mio is talking to the drivers.
Yes, I'm now down here at P1 for the TP class. We have Imran Wafi together with us. Dude, how are you doing? It's a hot day today.
I think it's tolerable hot. Still okay so far. I think it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, yesterday was, you know, out of anyone's control with the wet track, and it was raining very heavily. But today, outlook seems quite great. So hopefully we're going to have a clean race.
Hopefully. I mean, surprisingly, the other cars survived. I'm surprised and how fast they fixed the car. And I was quite surprised that my car was the least damaged car yesterday. I guess luckily I sped somehow. Other than that, I hope today is a good race. I mean, the track does not look that hot, but still tolerable. Other than that, I just hope for a clean race. P1 again, hopefully.
So obviously we're going to see more competition, hopefully throughout the whole race today. We're talking about an hour's race plus last lap. So definitely being in P1 is not bad.
Yep, I think it gives quite a lot of benefit, especially starting the race. Especially for the team, it boosts the morale. Other than that, I just hope I can keep this position now.
All right. So good luck to you, man. Have a good race.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys. Back to you guys, Jeef, Nick.
Thanks, Mio. Well, Nick, all I can say about that is that's one person, one driver that has been through the storm and just seems thankful about most things. One thing he was surprised about, and I too, and we actually brought it up in yesterday's commentary, was how quickly they have managed to fix those top 3 cars. The number 17 Scuba with Jonathan Z, the number 50 City Racing car for Ayub Azli, and the number 44 R Engineering HMRT Civic FDR2. Those 3 cars were leading the championship, they were leading the race, and they all basically knocked into each other and played a little game of dodgems on turn 1, which didn't work out well. But seeing as how, that's what Imran was saying, there's only 4 entrants in touring production, he was just shocked, surprised, and thankful that his car managed to come out of that.
Indeed, and now he's found himself in first place, you know, in the TP standings on 33 points.
That's right.
And it's going to be a tough ask, you know, for him to try and maintain that position. But after what had happened yesterday, I think he will take a lot of positives. He was happy that the fact that his car came out unscathed from that. And again, you know, it's about putting on a consistent performance and seeing what comes out of it.
Well, and that funny you should say that, because right now we're actually looking at that number 50 City Racing car, and you can just see everywhere around it, there's scratches, there's dents, there's actually duct tape all over the place on the outside of the car, because they would have been working, as we said, all night last night to try and get this car. There's all the duct tape at the back, you can see it.
Yeah, you can see the rear a bit damaged as well, but good to go, still good to go.
Well, just about. I mean, that's at least 6 or 7 rolls of duct tape that have been used on that car. And if it races, and it's made racing spec. But this is just a testament to some of the incredible work done by MCS mechanics and MCS team technicians as well, that they can turn these things around. They've had various events over the last 3 years to get ready for. So to them, it's almost been practice as to how quickly you can get a normal race car up and ready. So now, Faris Fauzi was the driver in the end that came out on top after everything. He's down talking to Mio right now. Let's hear from him.
All right, now I'm down here with yesterday's SP1 winner, car number 10. We have Faris Fauzi together with us. Faris, not too bad, champion yesterday in tough conditions. Share with us.
Thank God today is not a rainy day. Otherwise, it would be very difficult like yesterday. So I'm starting on pole in my category. So it's just need to make sure that I can catch up the time, because whenever you finish first, you get the 15-second penalty on the second race.
Yep.
So my target is just to be podium today. If we can get a win again, that's the bonus lah.
Yeah.
The hustle is to get back the 15-second loss in the penalty lah.
Yeah, I mean, like in this kind of race, 50 seconds is actually quite of a long way, so it's a bit more challenging to catch that 15-second up. But again, the fact that today it looks like it's going to be a super dry race, is definitely going to give you more confidence on the track.
Sorry, because people keep saying me in. What is it?
No. Okay, what I'm saying is that the fact that today is a dry race, I think you would definitely have more confidence
Yes.
on the track today.
Correct. Yeah, dry race is more control. Basically, everyone is also fast on dry. So just to stay out of trouble, stay out of issues. No banging, no nothing. Yeah, just finish the race in a proper manner.
All right, great. So good luck to you, man. Have a great race.
Okay, sorry.
Have a great race. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mio. Yes, it's always difficult chatting when they've got those helmets on, that's the thing. Just to expand a little bit on what Faris was talking about, there are actually, well, before we get to that, don't forget, the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2023 is happening this November. It is the biggest race that happens around the Sepang International Circuit. It's always sold out. If you want to be part of that huge crowd, get your tickets now at www.sepangcircuit.com. And in addition to that, if you're a Malaysian citizen, then you also get a 10% discount for having a My Card. Not the only thing you can find out if you get onto that website. You can also book online your open track day. Both Nick and I have taken cars on this track. You should be next. See if you can set a fastest lap on this track within moderation and safely. Obviously, we do want you leaving the track afterwards. It's not just about turning up and putting the fastest track down. Yeah, you understand that. Good. So book online now at www.sepangcircuit.com. Now, what Faris was talking about as we look at some of the grid girls, also out in the sun. Those umbrellas are to shade from the sun, which is good.
Yep, we appreciate the sun today.
Everybody, as you can see, has been traumatized by the weather yesterday. All the drivers, especially Johnny Z, who took a huge knock in the back. But what Faris was talking about was if you win a race, then there's two things that happen to you. One, you have to carry success ballast for the next race, and the winner is 30 kilograms, second place is 25, and it goes down. But on top of that, the top three will also have increased compulsory pit stop times. There's one pit stop window in the hour-plus leader race. It turns up between the 25th minute and the 40th minute. Most cars will have to just do the compulsory 3 minutes, but for the winner, 3:15. For the second place, 3:12. These are extra seconds, and those were the seconds he was talking about. That is Jesmond Tan, who finished in second yesterday in SP1, but also third overall. It was just Hayden Heichel between Faris Fauzi and Jesmond Tan. But yes, looking like it's going to be a much sunny day today. And hopefully, as Faris said, an easier, more controllable race.
Yeah, I think Faris wouldn't mind that additional 15 seconds, after the race he put out in the 13 laps. I think his best time was 2:47. He'd definitely be looking to improve on that.
Yeah.
And he's already won in the Malaysian Championship Series. He won a race last year. He's already got another win in his belt this year. It'll be really interesting to see how he fares against the likes of Johnny Z, Ayub, and also Tauhid.
Yeah, those three are definitely going to have to, as you said, it's a redemption song, really, by not picking up any points or not picking up the maximum points yesterday. It's up to determination of race control as to whether they finished enough of the race to still qualify, but they should have. Imran Wafi is in the lead now of that touring production category, so they are going to be looking. He's the only one, Faris Fauzi, that can go for, and Imran can go for double wins, of course. Other winners, just going through it, Hayden Heichel, of course, in MTC, Amir Harris in SP2G, and So Chi Chong in SP2V. 5 classes of racing in Malaysia Championship Series competition. If you are new to the sport, touring production in SP1, the bigger cars, 2-litre cars. MTC, the Suzuki Swifts, Honda Jazzers, and SP2G and V, the 1.6-litre cars. Something that actually brings me nicely onto a comment that was made in the press by ex-F1 legend Alex Young. He was saying how the Malaysia Championship Series oversubscribed now this year and for next year, and maybe it's time to split the classes and have 2 separate championships, which I actually agree with because, of course, we've got so many cars on the grid, 54 cars, record-breaking number, that we're already going to have 2 separate starts, which will be one for touring production and SP1 and one for SP2, MTC, SP2, V, and G. So already kind of split up, but he's saying that 21 years ago, when the MCS was set up, there weren't enough cars racing. That's why you had 1.6-litre and 2-litre cars together. Now that you've got 54 cars racing, maybe it is better to split it. But of course, it's not official, and it's just it's very much that kind of talismanic figure these days. It's bringing in information and advice to the Malaysian motorsport scene, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking at the appetite, for these touring cars, 54 participation this year. If there is even a bigger entry list available, I'm sure that there'll be more interest in this touring car production. And you can see that the level of participation is not just confined to Malaysia, but all around the world we have races coming in from the likes of India, Bangladesh, Taiwan, Macau, Singapore, Japan, even Ecuador, South American representation. So it just goes to show that this MCS is growing year by year.
It is growing year by year. That's the circuit that they're going to race on. It's the full circuit up here at Sepang, 5.543 kilometers, north and south tracks together. 15 corners in total. Of course, the 2 signature straights, 927 meters, are probably what people remember, but really it's all about speed that radiates out from those 2 straights. So turns 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14. They have their flowing bits, and I don't just mean water after yesterday. They have flowing speed bits as well. But as we saw yesterday, they make great canals.
Yeah, I think after yesterday's race, everyone will be keeping an eye out for turn 1 because that's where a lot of the highlights reel
It's
happen.
PTWD. It's post-traumatic weather disorder. That's what it is. And it only happens in certain areas of the world. And Malaysia happens to have this FIA Grade 1 circuit that just happens to sit in this area where you can get PTWD. It'll stop you from going faster because you're just thinking, even a couple of the drivers that we've talked to already today, just looking up at the sky every time that it's mentioned, going, well, I hope it's going to be fine, because you just never know. Yesterday was the classic example. How long did that take? 15 minutes before it went from dry to more than wet.
Yeah, and we were analyzing the rain for about 15 minutes as well.
At least, yeah. It was, there was a lot of it. I can still see the puddles, actually. But not today. Today, track temperature is going to be up. Well, we don't know yet. It is
Don't speak too soon, Jeef.
It's early in the morning. This is the first race of the day, so it's just gone past 10:30 local time. I'm suggesting, expecting, theorizing that track temperature is going to be up at around 45 to 48 degrees centigrade already. You can see the heat haze on the screen. 1 minute board has been shown, so all non-essential personnel will now leave the grid. And as is the case with MCS races, rolling start after a formation lap behind the safety car. Could be 1, could be 2 formation laps, depends on whether these cars are in a good lineup. Right now, they're a little bit raggedy, as you can see, just on the left and right. It looks like the 2 pole sitters are actually a bit too tight, maybe, but that will all be sorted out with those 3 safety cars in the middle. So about ready to get underway here.
It'll be really interesting to see how the car conditions of Johnny Z, Ayub Azli, and also Tauhid Anwar fares. Because like you mentioned earlier,
They've been built from scratch since yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was making my way down back home from our commentary center, I actually saw some of these cars.
You saw the smashed up car, right?
I saw the smashed up car, but they were already being worked upon. So, really diligent crew right there. And it'd be interesting to see if they are back up to, title-winning material.
I agree with you. I think that the aero on the outside of the car, that is very easily fixed with duct tape. The bigger problems are if fuel pumps and oil pumps inside the car, or air coolant, stuff like that, had any major knocks that's now going to last for these 20 laps, and that's how long it's going to be. Looking at the starting grid, Imran Wafi now on pole, Jonathan Z in second, Ayub Azli and Tawid Anwar third and fourth. That's touring production done. Fariz Fauzi in SP1 ahead of Jesmond Tan. Those were the 2 finishers yesterday. Row 3.
And row 4 is made up of Aiman Sadat, Kanurata, Lim Jin Huang, Peter Sao, Azmi Omar, and in row 12 is Ishamuddin.
So Jason Chow, Hayden Heichel, Mitchell Chia, Lee Wai Kong. Now we're into the MTCs here. Go Li Heng and Leon Koo take us up to row 9.
Row 10 is Chin Hua Lip, followed by Hugh Ko Sen, and then it's Tay Sin, Nakib Noazlan, Amir Harris, and also Adam Mikhail.
So row 13 to 15, Timothy Yeo, Akid Azli, Wong Yu Chung, Leston Yeo, Ian Wong, and Mohammed Hasif.
Row 16 is So Chi Chong, Ong Wai Kong, Shafiq Shamsuddin, Leong Jia, Lim Guan Yu, and also Mohammad Najib Ismail.
So as we continue on this huge grid, row 19 to 21, Alan Tia, Iptak Meng, Kenneth Tay, Chong Ching, Lim Ya Huang, and Jason Hu Jan Lee.
Row 22 is Lau Chun Him, Aiman Hazik, Alex Yong in row 23, Wong Chen Tao, Trey Tan, and Ronnie Rosman.
And it's Nick Z and Lo Kian Hang and Yip Kian Yang, Freddie Yang in our last final row, 25. So, it's the very big starting grid. As you can see, a lot of points on offer. Your usual touring car point system, 15 for a win, 12 for second, 10 for third. And that, of course, applies to all of the 5 classes. And that's why at this halfway point of the season, which is what this round 2, race 2 race actually signifies. And remember, the second half of the season, they'll be in August, late August. That'll be round 3, sticking to this format. But then round 4, that's going to be the traditional finale to another MCS season. That's going to be a 2-hour, 300-kilometer race. So a lot more. We were talking yesterday about how some cars had an extra, 20 laps or whatever they would have been able to catch up. Well, they're going to get 50 laps almost in that finale race. This race should be around about 20 laps, and based on lap times, well, yesterday, of course, with the adverse weather, it's looking so much brighter now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good.
With the weather, we were seeing, 227s, 228s out of the picture, really, because you just can't have that. But you should see more of them turning up now. And, of course, the fastest that we've seen so far, I'm going to have to back on that. So 226.884 on lap 4 of round 1, race 2. That was Ayub Azli, that red and green car. That was the fastest car. So coming up to turn 15 now. Serpentine pattern to try and get some heat into the wheels, or as much as they can. Safety car will now stop right there. And this is the first of 2 starts. The second start you can just see at the top of your screen. As they come round turn 15, the lights will go green. And that's the rhyme that kicks off the Malaysia Championship Series, well, at least for the last 2 or 3 years. Well, that's a very early move. In fact, it may have even been before it was greened by Ayub Azli, but that's a good way to get on the inside line into turn 1. Touring Production, the SP1 looks to have got away. Jonathan Z settles in behind Ayub Azli.
Jonathan Z immediately looking to...
I don't see Tawin Anwar in there. Oh, maybe that's him right in the back. Should have started in 3rd or 4th. Haven't seen him up at the top. Probably stop looking at yesterday's results. Start getting into today's. A lot of technology in this room, people. You got to understand that.
Well, great start by Imran Wafi. He just came to the front of the pack.
Didn't start. Anwar Avik did not start.
Did not start.
We were just talking about something possibly happening with that car. Well, I don't think he made it round the formation lap.
Oh, that's interesting, but we are already looking like a front 2 battle between Imran Wafi and also Johnny Z.
That should happen and should keep happening as well. So coming into looking at the other start now, this is MTC, SB2V and G. These are all very disciplined cars coming into the entry to turn 1, but it can get a little bit tight right about now. Well, that's it, the first 3 rows are through, and the second 3 rows are through. That is actually one of the best starts I've seen
exactly.
from MTC. Oh, just talk about jinxing it. There you go, that's how hard it is. Well, that looks like one of the high rev Dream Chaser cars. It's not, I think it's one of the Scuba cars. Well, that's 177 and I think 24.
94.
94, 24. So tough with the light there. Well, Hugh Jun Lee, 117. And I think it might be 24. Well, it was definitely an MTC car, an SP2 car, so we'll get that information back to you just as soon as we can. Right now, up at the front, it's Ayub Azli with all sorts of pressure being exerted on him by Johnny Z at turn 15. Johnny Z is not going to be happy with what happened yesterday. He was technically through turn 1 and had nothing else to do with that situation, but Tawid Anwar came in and essentially didn't just take out his back bumper, it took out his rear seat.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that there were 2 back wheels at the end of that car.
Yeah, he was almost out of the woods, going into turn 2 and then got hit and ultimately taken out.
Well, there you go. It is 94 and 177. Well, they should both be off the timing boards now. It's it's Kent Leong.
Yeah, and
from the Scuba Racing team.
So Chi Chong.
Yeah, that's right. So if I'm right, it was Sochi Chong. That car was the winner in SP2V yesterday.
Indeed, setback.
So no double win for Sochi
win.
Chong there. And I think we're going to just look at that again. Everybody else looked to get through. This is the point where Nick and I said everything was fine. And then, after that, look.
It looked like So Ji Chong actually had veered into...
Yeah, I think it's a tough area. I mean, because you've really got to switch back and go the other way.
Yeah.
For turn 2. Meanwhile, up at the front, Johnny Z is already charging. And this is why he has won, I should say, the most valuable driver award for me, because Ayub Azli is not going to have an easy time here at all. He has not managed to get away as cleanly as he would have liked, and as they get up to 9 and 10, they are already...
Ayub Azli has set the fastest lap so far, 2:29.
4:72, that's right.
And this is what we saw at the start before rain halted proceedings yesterday, right?
Yeah, I think
Ayub
2:29
Azli and also Johnny Z battling up at the top.
I think 2:29 was one of the fastest that we saw. Johnny Z is now responding. He's put in a really fast sector 1 time, but this battle, mark my words, is going to go on for the next, well, at least till the pit window for sure. Johnny Z is like a lizard that has bitten something. He literally will not let go of the back bumper of Ayub now. Ayub will try whatever he likes, but Johnny Z is not going to let that go.
Yeah, and these two are slowly opening up a gap with the other car in the TP production, that is Imran Wafi. I can see that the gap is slowly widening. It's now down to 3.5 seconds. In fact, you can't even see Imran Wafi in sight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how quickly they can start adding it on. There's about 0.6 of a second between these two as they enter turn 1. There is the chasing pack now. And it looks like Imran Wafi, Ken Urata is in there as well, right in the middle, is now drifting off to the right of your screen. And this is Imran Wafi in 4th, Hishamuddin in 5th, Ken Urata in 6th, Aman Sadat in 7th, P. Saufan in 8th, and that's the battle on your screen right now. Ken Urata just coming through turn 2.
And we've also seen Faris Fauzi move into contention. He's overtaken Imran Wafi into 3rd place.
Oh, fire! Fire, fire, fire! That engine is not looking in good nick at all, and that looks like it's another Scuba Racing Team car. You know what? That actually looks like it might be Johnny Z's car.
Yeah, let's get confirmation on that, but
Well, there are other cars in the Scuba Racing paint job, but it looks, it's not a hatchback. Oh, that is a bad placement for that car. Look at that. That's
a car on
right
fire.
Angles. That's a
right in the middle of the track.
Immediate full course yellow.
I think you might be right, Jeef.
It has to be.
Yeah.
That is the worst positioning of a car you
Johnny
could get.
Z.
It is Johnny Z.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable. He's blown his car. Oh, you know what? I think it's not. I think it's Lim Jin Guang. Lim Jin Guang now is looking
right.
like
Yeah.
He's over. Very dangerous position that he's put that car in. Not only is it on fire, but it is also at right angles, just where you don't want it to be. Blind corner on turn 15
It's a
coming
good
in.
thing. Yeah, it's a good thing that all the cars are taking the turn on the wider.
Well, that's why the
wider
flags are
mark.
out. That's
Yeah.
why the flags have come out. Great work by the safety marshals once again. And we are on a full course yellow. Once again, this time not from rain. Are we going to get away with any racing this weekend? That's what we've got to ask. So Johnny Z and Ayub Azli still at the top. Now this, of course, with all the cars getting down the speed limiters, is going to fit Johnny Z a lot better. He's going to be looking at his teammate. That's confirmation of that. And it is on lap 3 that we go on to a sizable full course yellow. Stop-start racing. Not the best, but again, not enough to, unless that fire gets worse, they should be able to wheel that car off into the gravel. And once they do, they'll check the track for oil. And if it's oil-free, then the safety car should be going back in.
Another incident, field race at the MCS. Yeah, never short of drama.
Never. There's never, I mean, I'm not, as I said, with all due respect to all other championships of cars, they've got so technologically advanced. F1 is a classic example where you're really fighting to find anything in there which could go right or wrong, really. But here, you have a good spread of drivers and a good variety of cars, and whether our ex-F1 legend Alex Sung is right or not about splitting up the races, it is a great start point for Malaysian motorsports. So the cars right now just idling around the track at 80 kilometers an hour, which is the full course yellow speed limit.
Well, that's the great thing about the MCS as well. That is that the safety protocols immediately come into play. You know, the cars are warned right ahead of time, so everyone knows that there's danger ahead, and the safety car is deployed, and everything is being sorted out right away, so the race can resume.
Absolutely. I mean, I like it in a sense. I don't like it, of course, to the fact that it stops the racing. I don't like it to the fact that people might, you have to watch to see if, okay, looking back at the start, that was that big jump by Ayub Azli immediately.
Early move.
Look at Ken Arato on the other side. He did the same thing on the other side, on the right side. When they all tightened up, it was Johnny Z to come in. So that's Lim Jinguang. You just see 4 cars back. That's the car that's on fire right now at turn 15. Touring production and SB1 managed to get through without Tawhid Anwar. No Tawhid Anwar. I'm guessing that one of those internal problems.
Yeah, but I like how Johnny Z immediately falls right into place as soon as he saw Ayub Azli. He didn't waste any time.
He never stops. If he gets the right car and he starts charging, it's almost like his foot is glued to the accelerator. Doesn't stop at all. That's why for a second I thought that Scuba Racing Team car on fire was his.
And that split-second move immediately set the precedent for this TP production.
Set the precedent, and it's also immediately put the pressure on. So Ayub cannot focus on the clear track ahead of him because he's consistently looking in his rearview mirrors. This was the second start for MTC SP1, SP2V and SP2G. And they all got away very nicely indeed. I remember the years where that was it. That was the most amount of cars signed up for MCS. Now we've got 2 sets. The front and the back. 2.2 liters at the front. 1.6
this is where we will
back.
see
very soon. Very soon. There it is. Clip in the middle. It's that changeover, as I said, from turn 1 to turn 2. Whole car rolls left, essentially. So the pit window will be open in 10 minutes, regardless of this full course yellow. There are other strategies that can be played using the full course yellow and your pit stop, because all you have to do is get your conditions complete. Full course yellow has to be respected with all the protocols, and your pit lane and your pit stop has to also be respected in protocols and be 3 minutes. However you get those done, is however you get those
Most
done.
importantly, no overtaking, adhering by the speed limit.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pick up.
And we did see incidents of penalty yesterday, because there was some going over the speed limit.
Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes they don't really know that if they're doing it or not. But other times, you do have to maybe point a finger and say it was gamesmanship. That's what the word is in sports.
Indeed.
Gamesmanship. Because nobody can use the other word that begins with C. Basically, that's it. That's cheating, by the way. That was the word, if anyone was getting creative at home. The only reason we're getting creative is because it is a full course yellow situation. Nice and early, has to be said. So these teams can start taking this full course yellow situation and incorporating it into a new strategy. There's your strategy you have before the race. Then, as Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. It's after that first 2 laps. In this case, it's FCY. Yesterday, it was the rain. You have to then evolve and tweak your strategy to fit.
Yeah, the great thing is they've got over 40 minutes, you know, to plan this strategy, and hopefully it'll be a smooth sailing race.
Hopefully it should be. But at least it's good to know that Ayub and Johnny Z are completely up for it this morning, based on those first 5 laps.
I mean, if they keep this up, we're gonna be treated to a great spectacle, you know, of a game of cat and mouse.
That's exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. Those two especially. Haven't seen anything from Imran Wafi and Fariz Fauzi just yet. They were also hanging on. Ken Urata also is my dark horse, as always, to be in and amongst the podiums, whether it's SP1 or overall. So we are up at 9 and 10 now. Bone dry asphalt track. That's the main thing. One more lap, we've just been told, before we're back to green light racing, so can assume that there wasn't much oil, and that was one of those flare-ups.
Also thanks to the marshals who immediately got on track to remove the burning car.
Well, that's what I was saying. I don't like the fact the racing stops. I don't like the fact that people might be injured and the cars might be damaged. But I do like the fact that it reminds everybody watching of all the other people that are up here for MCS weekends, and not just MCS weekends, for every race championship that is executed or you know, I said held up at the circuit, including the VL Sprint Cup Round 2. That's happening later on today. Caterham Championship also this weekend. There's also there's always lots of support races around for the MCS. So I think there might be one more lap after this. If I'm right, I don't think we're going to go straight back onto green light. We might actually, with the flashing red lights. Let's just keep an eye on those lights and see if they go back to green or not. No, I'm sure it's going to be one more lap under the safety car. But you just wait and see. That red and green car, that black and yellow car, they are literally waiting right now with trigger feet to get onto the pedal and get out, because this initial changeover, as I said yesterday, the changeover from full course yellow speed limiting to full green racing again, is that there's a lot of advantage that can be gained there. Not just for those two, Ken Urata, Faris Fauzi as well, Imran Wafi as well. They're all in contention.
I'm keeping my eyes on Faris Fauzi because he actually moved into third place and is now leading the SP1 production.
Well, he's got that chance of a double win, getting 30 points from a weekend off a four-event championship is a good haul.
Yeah, and
It's
he was
a
very
great
conservative with his reactions earlier, but deep down I know that he's going to be gunning for that second win.
I think so. I think I said they all know each other very well in terms of driving year in, year out. They know their styles. That is, if I'm right, Mitchell Chia, it should be. That's a very famous car, that 100. It is 100 high rev Dream Chaser car. Always been topping the charts in MTC for the last 3 or 4 years now. And there's the car behind it, that number 39, is it?
Hayden?
Yep.
Is that Hayden?
Yeah, Hayden Heikel in the Winghin Motorsports. Those two cars literally keep this position all the time.
That's another battle right there.
That's a huge battle. That's a continuing battle. A couple of people embarrassed to be on TV there. That's good to see.
And
Always good to like.
it was so interesting to see how Hayden Aikal actually moved up the ranks so swiftly towards the end of yesterday's race.
Didn't care that there was no traction on the track.
Absolutely
Didn't
fearless
care
driving.
that it was just waterlogged beyond belief. Just went faster and faster. There are some drivers that just keep doing that. Right, we've just got the official green light sign saying that the end of this lap will be full green racing once again. That there is Jebon Racing. That's Hishamuddin and Jebon Racing. Well, there's only 2 or 3 seconds between the top two. Well, we're now getting ready. This is turn 14. So Ayub Azli is now thinking in his helmet, how am I going to stay in front of Jonathan Z, who's going to literally put the afterburners on as soon as he gets around turn 15 and sees those green lights. He's already getting into position now.
Yeah, you can see that he's already forming a consistent shadow behind him.
Well, it's good to see Johnny in this mood, because he's pretty unstoppable on a hot sunny day in that car. Right on the back bumper of Ayub Azli as they come around the corner. That looks like Faris Fauzi behind them. Yes, it is. Lights are green. We are back to full racing on lap 6. And look at that.
Exactly, this was exactly how it started, right?
This is exactly how it started. And Johnny has a little look on the outside. He tries on the inside. He's wasting no time. He's not going to get the switch back. Oh, that's wheel to wheel. Did he have half a car length? Has he still got half a car length? Yes, he does. Well, why wait till later? Why wait till later?
I really thought Ayub had defended that well, but Johnny.
Just, I said,
Yeah.
if you get half a car length, then you've got a decent shout.
Oh,
to
he's
the
got
racing
it back.
line. That's the
I
thing.
stand
with
corrected.
Turn 4 and turn 5. He tries again on the inside. This is what we're going to see for the next 10 laps. I'm telling you that, or at least up to the pit window that's now going to be open in 2 minutes. Absolutely nothing between them.
Oh, that was instantaneous pressure from Johnny Z, but got to give credit to Ayub Azli. He's done well.
He's trying it again, and he shuts the door on him. And
Oh, they
so
both
hard
go-
that they both go
They
wide.
both go wide.
Now, they're very lucky in that Faris Fauzi and Hishamuddin behind them are far enough away that they can't make up any ground. Bit of lock brakes there from Ayub as he comes into turn 9. He's pushing that car as fast as he can go. Oh, Johnny's gone! Did he miss a gear? Maybe.
Yeah, it could be a gear issue because he immediately looked to stop as soon as he took that turn.
Yeah, look, there he's powering up again. He did. I think he's dropped a gear. That is tragic. He's going to have to make up a few spots now. Complete loss of power going up to turn 10.
That's the place where you actually change into gear 3 or gear 4.
Yeah, you have to get turn 9 and 10 right on any weather day. But that's worked out perfectly for Ayub Azli. Keep the Othman probably getting ready now. One of the most experienced and fastest drivers in the MCS is going to be getting ready for whatever strategy they're ready for. The pit window is going to open in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, never done this before. 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's open now. So it depends on when they're going to come in. Look at that.
So we see
absolute
Ayub
loss
clearing it rather comfortably, and then Johnny seems to just have
now. And
locked
just
out.
lost. You see
Yeah.
that he was so intent on getting the lead for the first half of the corners. He actually ended up losing 3 positions. Faris Fauzi, Hishamuddin and Kenurata just breezed through.
And as a result of that, Faris Fauzi has now moved into second place,
yeah.
followed by Hishamuddin and your favorite, Kenurata, is now just outside the top 3.
Told you, he's always, there he is, Kenurata, just in that red striped car. Sits down, he watches, and he can defend and he can attack. So he's a very difficult contender to get past. Meanwhile, that's Hishamuddin and Fauzi, second and third. And there's only about 0.3 of a second between them right now.
But there's a lot of opportunity for Faris Fauzi here. He's only 3.7 seconds behind Ayub Azli. So while that issue that had affected Johnny Z, Faris actually capitalized big time.
Exactly. You stand. Sometimes it's really beneficial to sit in third or fourth and see how these things are playing out in front of you and behind you. Do the minimal amount of defending, which is what he's doing right now. Watching what's happening up front. He's already got 2 places just from Johnny Z, who, by the way, I haven't seen on screen now for a while. Johnny Z has dropped off the timing boards.
Yeah, he has. He's in the red right now.
He's in 42nd place, so that was not a misgear. That was the end of his gears. There he is right now. No, that's actually from previous, just having a look, but he has dropped off. So again, possibly internal problems in that car that couldn't be fixed in time for today, or they were maybe guessing and gambling on. Didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Tao Danwa and Johnny Z, both of them
Really unfortunate
out.
because
Double
I know that Johnny Z had come here earlier and he was getting himself acclimatized to the track and really looking forward to this weekend.
Well, it's a shame that Tao Danwa and Johnny are not going to pick up any points today. That's for sure now. Unless, of course, Johnny Z has an incredible turnaround. He's in the pits now, by the way. But remember that all 3 of these cars had scored big in round 1, which means they have a chance in round 3 to get back into it before the finale in round 4.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, definitely. They
but
have
for
that
this
cushion.
weekend, for sure. Meanwhile, I told you about those 2 cars.
Mitchell and Hayden.
Look at them. They did it last year for all 4 races. They did it in round 1, and now they just like driving next to each other. They probably talk to each other through the windows. That's a great move.
Oh, very daring there by Mitchell.
Mitchell Chair's not taking it at all. But that's great driving from Hayden Heichel. Pushes himself through, and that would make him the new leader in MTC. That is the battle for first in MTC. That's how close it is. It's always that close.
Really not
you could actually
surprised
set up.
by Hayden Heichel.
I'd like to see maybe like a YouTube shot of these two cars racing each other forever. Just basically just keep racing until one of them stops. They'll always be this close. Double wing hin pressure coming in from the back. Two beautifully painted cars. I love the way those wing hin motorsports cars are painted. And that's what I mean. That battle between Hayden Heichel and Mitchell Chair, by looking in each other's mirrors and trying to defend against each other, has allowed the other wing hin car to join that battle. And all he has to do is sit down and wait for his opportunity.
Yeah, he's
Might even be able to take
anticipating,
two.
yeah.
Turn 9 is a great opportunity for things like this. You could be really risky if you want. If I was in that position for the 38 car, which is Naqib Aslan should be in that car. If I was Naqib right now, then I would hold off, because it's still early on in the race. It's lap 9. The pit window's coming up as well.
That's exactly what he's doing,
That's exactly
Naqib.
what he's doing,
He's just keeping
Smart
enough daylight.
driving. Smart driving he would have picked up during the Gazoo Racing races that he's doing, because that's exactly the kind of stuff that he... Oh, bit of smoke there from Mitchell Chow. Now, looking at this battle of 3, and this is a great battle of 3 because there's lots of this stuff that happens in MCS. The middle car, Hayden Heichel with the toughest job. He's got to watch his mirrors at the back. He's also got to plan his attack at the front.
Yeah.
Mitchell is all about watching his mirrors.
All
That's
about
it.
defending.
All about defending that line, and he's very, very good at it. Mitchell Chow is a regional touring car champion. He hasn't done very well on there. Oh, Hayden's coming in. Hayden's coming in early. Mitchell's staying out. Change in strategy. So that means Naqib is now up into second in MTC. But it also means that Hayden Heichel is going to be able to push earlier for the second half of the race because he's coming earlier. There are pros and cons to coming in early, coming in the middle. The first 5 minutes is early, middle 5 minutes is normal, and the last 5 minutes is late. Now, while our camera pans around, that is our leader, now uncontested. It's a shame. It's a shame that what happened stopped that battle, but right now Ayub Azli has absolutely no problems whatsoever to deal with. Overall 1 in class 1, lapping at 2:27.748, which for this stage is absolutely fantastic, really. But more importantly, he is in the best position, and that should be Faris Fauzi and Hishamuddin behind him. Yes, it is. In their own battle. They can't focus on Ayub at all. What this means is that Ayub is going to be in the best position possible to come in and hand that car over to one of the fastest drivers historically in the MCS, Kifli Othman. Previous champion, previous winner on multiple occasions, with nobody contesting him.
Yeah, I think the plan is not only to hand it with the lead, but hand it with a healthy lead. And that's what he seems to be doing. He's slowly opening up bigger and bigger gap. It was about 3 seconds earlier, now it's opened up to 5 seconds. It's probably going to open up. If he can hand it over with a 10-second advantage,
well, that would be
then
ideal.
it'll be Kifli to just drive it home and nail the win.
Well, right now, Faris is 0.7. There he is, Faris Fauzi, 0.7 of a second ahead of Hishamuddin, who is 2 seconds ahead of our reliable finisher, Ken Urata, who's just off the edge of your screen now. You'll see him when they come around turn 15. That's where Ken Urata sits, always. He sits there and he waits, unless he's under pressure, in which case he's going to shut the door on your face. But really, really, I don't want to say crafty, because I don't think that, for a Japanese driver, I don't think you can say it's crafty. He's methodical, he's efficient, and he's reliable. And while I'm saying that, we have a DNF. 32 out somewhere.
And 32 would be Tan Woi Lun from Bay Racing Team.
Wow, Bay Racing having an absolute nightmare this weekend. Remember, Bay Racing was
Even yesterday
blown
they
apart
had,
yesterday.
blown apart.
They looked like they were vaporized. In fact, I think that's the car that they've stitched together with the tape. So
177, right?
It's the Suzuki Swift right there.
yeah,
Can see him
he's
upset
not
just-
happy. He's absolutely frustrated with this car. But again,
Can't blame him.
maybe
It's-
it was an internal problem. That car took an absolute shelling yesterday. You know, it's another, talking about the evolving situation of the weekend, a lot of frustration for these drivers yesterday. Not only just in the car, but even trying to race. Oh, we've got an interview right now. Let's get down to the pits. So much action happening on track. Let's check in with Mio.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm now together with Ken Leon, car number 177 from a scuba race team. Mate, turn 2 just now. What happened? Share with us.
I think it's always the start of the race. Turn 1, turn 2 is always the most exciting because there's all the cars going for the corners. So at turn 2, all the drivers I think are focused in the front. So I got hit at the back. So I have really no idea what happened. But this is racing. Anything can happen. But what I see is the camaraderie among the drivers. Like the 2 cars that hit each other. The other driver come out and guide me to the side because for safety. So these are the camaraderie among the drivers. So I think it's a very good feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling once you're on the track down in the Sepang. Now, being a Singaporean yourself, racing over here down at the Sepang circuit, it gives you that pleasure, it gives you that motivation as a racer yourself, as a driver, to be the best at what you're doing right here. So share with us that experience.
Because Singapore is a small country, we don't have racetrack like Sepang. So Sepang is really a world-class circuit for us Singaporeans to come. That's why you see more and more teams are coming to Sepang and participate in races in your country. Yeah, we thoroughly enjoy your track as well.
All right, okay, so we'll see you on at the MCS round 3 for sure?
For sure.
All right, we'll see him at round 3. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mio. Well, great to see some appreciation coming from Singaporean driver, but I'm just going to add there as a Malaysian that I think it's not probably the only thing that they enjoy up here in our country. But hey, our brothers down the causeway, okay? And it's great to see them. And I said Jonathan Thee is also another Singaporean driver. But good to hear about the camaraderie. What Ken said is very true.
Yeah.
These guys are so close to each other.
And the fact that he's not bearing any ill grudges, and the fact that he appreciated the guy who banged him,
Yeah.
aiding him out of the
Yeah,
track.
yeah,
You know, it
yeah.
shows that level of a bond that they have
It is,
on and off the track.
I think it's only nice as we look at Mitchell Chia and Nakib Arslan now coming through turn 1 and 2. They pitching for that late strategy, so they're going to be out there for a couple more laps. But I like that familial attitude of all these drivers coming together. You know, there's been so many instances where, take a situation like yesterday where you've got 3 cars that are absolutely busted up. You will have other teams offering the parts that they're allowed to offer, or help that they can offer to try and get these cars back on, because everybody wants to
Despite the fact that they are rivals on track.
Exactly, everybody wants to have a good full race, and I think yesterday again proved that you know, things can go wrong which are completely out of everyone's control. Meanwhile, Mitchell Chia, who is up at the front, would have thought that with Hayden Heichel coming in so early, that this was going to be an easy run. But again, he is now constantly looking in his mirrors because it's Hayden's teammate, Nakib Arslan, in the 38 Winghin Motorsport car that is all over his back bumper. And that's what I love about MTC racing. Touring production in SP1 is all about straight line speed. It's all about the big cars. The MTCs and the Jazzes and the Vioses and the Swifts, and the Yaris's, they basically are faster in the corners, just like this one. And they're faster in cornering speeds, and they're faster in terms of the outside of the track and not the 2 big straights. So you can get a lot of advantage just by driving the car that you're in right. Right now, though, well, that Toyota is all over the back.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of experience for the likes of Michel, because I've seen him do this time and again in the S1K over the course of 181 laps.
Well, I mean, as I said, there is a magic line around this circuit. That is the racing line. And what you need to do if you're defending, it doesn't matter how close the car is behind you, because You just have to move your car on and off that line at the only points that you can overtake. So coming into turn 15 now, he's going to go wide and then he's going to swing in there. And he's just staying on that middle line. There's just not enough space either side. Both of them coming into the pits at the same time. Well,
Just like you predicted, they're coming into the pits later on. But we could see this battle unfolding again after this.
Most of these pit strategies are meant so that you look at your rivals, your key rivals from the championship, as to when they might come in.
Yeah.
And then you look at that, hopefully you're not going to be too far off because, as we said, everybody knows everybody here anyway. It's going to come down to how quick the pit stop is.
Yeah, and it's coming down to this pit crew and how fast they can get the car
That's
back
right.
on track.
Only 2 members allowed on the outside in the blending lane, the working lane there for each car. But how quickly they can get those tires back on, how quickly they can get that car back out, means that for the business end of the race, which is going to be the last 20 minutes, you can at least be in a catchable area.
Exactly.
5 seconds, 6 seconds, and you can really start. Yes, you might still need a mechanical failure maybe, but you're giving yourself the best chance every time to do it. Now, this pit crew are very, very well marshaled. The team, as I said, High Rev Dream Chaser over the last 4, maybe 5 years of MCS has always been on the mark in terms of getting their cars out in time. That looks like, if I'm right, that's another very famous car,
Number
I'm just going to check
22.
to see. It's Imran Wafi, that's Imran Wafi. Now, if that Hydrev Dream Chaser car's in, that means Rahul Raj Maya is now getting into that car. One thing that I always get confused about is who is still in the car and who isn't in the car. You really do, especially when you have 54 competitors, you really have to, or 54 cars, basically.
Because they could even change drivers when they come in for the pits.
Well, it's not. There's no official obligation for the teams to tell us, the commentators, who's starting in that car. That might not. Well, Jonathan C's a solo driver. He's, by the way, out again. We just saw him go. I think that's. There he is. He's not going very fast again. And he's currently on lap 9. Everybody else is on lap 12. So desperation here in the Scuba Racing team by them trying to get this car out. They've managed to get it moving again.
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
the
just not
aim would
moving.
be to just try and finish the race this time and gauge the condition of the car.
Well, he does have to finish 60% of it to get the points, I know that. And he will still get the points if he's finishing in 4th. So everyone would love to win. Everyone would love to be in the top podium and be part of the podium ceremony that I'm sure will be watching this time, cancelled yesterday because of the weather, obviously. So now, the top 6 cars now in the pits. So all the big names have come in for a later strategy. The pit window has just closed, so they literally came in the minute it closed. Which means for the next couple of minutes, the standings are going to be a little bit up in the air, but Ayub Azli, who went in early, is going to come out on top. That's how it works out.
Yep. Ayub Azli or Kifli Othman?
Well, it'll be Kifli Othman this time, you're right, absolutely right. Do check me on that, actually, because I'm absolutely one of those people that keeps talking about drivers that are in the pits, basically. That's a big battle, 46 and 11. That's P. Sao Fan and Chowtek Seong. Might be Baron Sim in that DW Motorsport car up at the front, but it's definitely Chowtek Seong in the R Engineering car at the back, because he is a solo driver. Last year, very much so. There was a continuing argument throughout the year as to whether solo drivers or paired drivers were being more successful because of the likes of Jonathan Z, who came out and won 5 out of 6 races as a solo driver. No change, so he's doing 45 minutes. If you really want to know, the regulations, as they come into turn 9 and 10, the regulations for racing at the Sepang. Well, I'll just get back to that because we are now getting down to the pits again, and we've got someone from the Piston Project talking to Chang Gladys, talking to Mio.
All right, guys, now I'm down here with one of the female drivers that we have down here. We have Gladys car number 5, and I was told actually that yesterday was the first time ever racing in MCS. Gladys, first time MCS yesterday with the rain, no less. So how was that experience for you, racing in the rain, first time MCS?
Oh man, that took all of my senses, especially actually with my sight gone, right? I had to use other markers and stuff like that. It was a first, it was mind blowing for me, but it was also like kind of cool. It was really a life changing first time, and surprisingly, I was still quite calm. And I think it was a great, it was a great first experience, I would say. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of it was sort of like jumping in the ocean. You put it in such difficulties, having to drive the car in such conditions yesterday, and today where everything is hot, perfect conditions for driving, and you were squished in the middle in between. So how was that for you then, with all of this other new and experienced races today?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, okay, compared to yesterday, right? I mean, everything was so slippery, and then suddenly having, jumping back into the car with so much grip again, right? Obviously your adrenaline is pumping and stuff like that. It was also my first time being sandwiched that way by the SP guys. So I mean, at that moment, I realized that I was panicking. So I think after I got sandwiched and after that light bump, I kind of like. And then that's when I just full focus and, stop panicking and just full focus, go, 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 yeah.
Definitely. And last one, now the fact that you're out after the pit stop and your partner is up in the car right now on the track, what would you want to say to him?
Oh, she.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's an all-girl team over here. So how do you think she'll perform?
Oh, I mean, I have faith in her. She has been improving a lot, actually, because with every feedback she gets, she's maybe like 2 seconds faster. Each lap, she's faster. So I think she has a lot of potential, and I mean, this is great experience for the both of us. Right. Yeah.
Great. So good luck to you. We'll see you on the next MCS at least.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. She's going to be on the next one. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Great to see female drivers. More and more of them turning up in motorsports. Fantastic. And look at that, Nick. You weren't the only first-timer yesterday. And she also was completely overwhelmed with that, because I promise you here that was a one-off in terms of how races should go. This is far more like an MCS race, and you can see how it moves and evolves.
Yeah, I think it's so much just accumulating experience. Like for the likes of Gladys, there's so many things that she experienced for the first time, being sandwiched, trying to navigate herself in difficult positions.
One thing we said yesterday, which was probably the most true thing that we set up here in the commentary box yesterday, if you can see the sun when the sun isn't around, that's the most important thing. And what the MCS does is, it doesn't have that air of massive professionalism around motorsports that scares you into thinking, right, I have to perform. It's a fun day out for these guys, and it also has the competition in there as well. We are back to 14 minutes left in the race. This is the business end of the race. If you think about it, with 227 laps, that means there are 7 laps left in this race, and look who is out front.
Just like you predicted, Jeev, Ayub Azli is back out. That strategy seems to have worked perfectly for him, going in early, and now he's back.
And not only is he back, he's 13 minutes ahead of his nearest competitor, who isn't even in his class. That is Hishamuddin from Jebon Dehaka Motorsport in SP1. He's leading SP1 ahead of Faris Fauzi. Just looking at some of the other classes now, it is it'd be Nabil Aslan that's in that Wing Hin Motorsport 38 car that was sitting behind Mitchell and Hayden, leading MTC now with 14 minutes to go. That's what it's all about. You've got to be able to look forward and see what you can do. So in MTC, it is Nabil Aslan, Rahul Rajmaya in the High Rev Dream Chaser in second, Hayden Heichel, who's a solo driver, in third. So it's a double Wing Hin in the top 3. Go Li Heng in the Tedco Racing 96 is in 4th in MTC. SP2G, it should be Wei Leng that is in the 268 car that is leading right now, ahead of Ian Wong Jern Sen, who actually won the title last year. And in SP2V, it will be Lo Jiaji in the car, in the 33 car, next to Kin Xiang in second from R-Works Rios. That's where we are with 12 minutes left. But perfect strategy from City Racing. This is what they did in round 1 of race 1. It essentially was a start to finish win but that's not that easy when you have to stop for 3 minutes in the middle and all of your competitors are joining as well. So they knew exactly when to come in. They took a gamble that the other touring production cars would come in later, which they did. Came out earlier and are ruling the roost. 13 seconds ahead, 12 minutes to go. It would be a serious misfortune for that car to not win from here.
Yeah, and I think we are looking at Kifli Othman
That's right,
instead of
sorry, Kifli Othman, always
Ayub. And I think this is the same thing that happened in the first race of round 1, where Kifli Othman came in as the second driver and ended up winning by over 14 seconds. So it seems to be like history is going to repeat itself.
No, absolutely. There are so many great combinations. And it looks like there is another incident at turn 10. Unsporting conduct given to, I think, the number 33 car. Well, still action happening, even with 11 minutes left to go. And we've got an interview now. Let's get down to the pits. Mio is with another one of the drivers.
All right, guys, now I'm together here with Alan Thia, the race leader for SP2 car number 33. Dude, what a drive, leading SP2 right now. So, how was that for you with the cars? Perfect conditions, hot, sunny out there. How was that?
Yesterday we have struggled a bit during the wet, but today after the dry, yes, our car setup is perfectly thanks to our sponsor. Our car is very competitive, and because we are starting at the mid pack and we see front few of the cars, they are struggling a bit. That's why we see the opportunity, we grab it.
Yeah, it must be super aggressive out there. Again, all of the drivers, the fact that it is a dry race, everyone wants to gain that position, try to go as fast as they can. So how was it for you? How aggressive were you then earlier?
You can try to brake as slow as possible, try to do a lot of like those hard braking zone, fast turns. I think it's very excited today. I'm very excited. It's good for our championship, overall championship point. So hopefully we can do well this year. Thank you.
Exactly, he's jumping up and down right now. Alan, very excited about this. But now you have passed the baton to your partner, JJ, right now, to finish everything.
Yeah.
How confident are you with him?
I 100% confident to him. So he's my partner, trusted partner. So I can assure you today we'll step on the podium.
All right, great. Hope to see you on the podium.
Thank you.
All right, cheers, Alan. Good luck. Back to you guys, Jeep, Nick.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Assuring that they're going to be on the podium. That's interesting. That's one of the things I was going to point out. Is that the Scuba Racing team? It is. Oh, you know what? That actually looks like a High Rev Dream Chaser car, and it actually looks like the MTC Rahul Rajmaya.
Rahul Raj.
Oh no, there it is. There's that car. So that is a Scuba Racing team. I think this is Hu Jian Li or Li Yonghui from SB2V. And that would be the number 117 car, which, as you can see, is now got question marks next to it, right next to it. And I think they've had a run-in with Shafiq Shamsuddin at Piston Project, but we'll get more information on that if we do get it. Right now, it's under 10 minutes left in this race. That's 3 laps from here. And where do we stand and what battles could be? Well, Kifli Othman, thank you, Nick. Kifli Othman, 12 seconds ahead of Hishamuddin and Faris Fauzi. So really, that should stay. There is Hishamuddin now. That should stay the way it is. In SB1, well, there's only 4 seconds between Hishamuddin and Fauzi.
Yeah, that's a battle that could happen in the next 8 minutes or so.
For Nabil Aslan and Rahul Rajmaya, there's about 13 seconds between them, but there is only 1 second between the Rahul and Hayden Heikel. So there's a battle happening there for second and third in MTC, and well, there's about 10 seconds between the leader and the second. There's only a second between second and third in SB2G, and SB2V looks pretty spread out.
So I think the biggest battle we could see from now until the end of the race is between Hishamuddin and also Faris Fauzi, because
and Hayden Heikel.
And Hayden Heikel, yeah.
Hayden Heikel and Mitchell and Rajmaya. Yep, those are the two, and they are, as I said, second and third, difference between 12 and 10 points for the championship, coming up to the halfway point exactly in 7 minutes and 35 seconds for the Malaysia Championship Series 2023. unofficially the 21st season of what used to be called the Malaysia Super Series.
But this would give City Racing a pretty comfortable advantage at the halfway point of the season.
Yep, they'll be very confident indeed. They'll be very confident indeed, because that's what you need to do. You need to progress throughout the year.
So that will be two podiums out of 4.
Yeah.
Right, because Kifli won the first race as well.
If you got a 50%, podium achievement rate, that's pretty good, because it means you are. And it does knock on. Look at all these sponsors on the side of these cars. They want results. Everybody wants results all the time. So if you can be a consistent finisher, much like football, much like a lot of other sports, a consistent finisher, you always have the chance and the option to jump and become the best. But more importantly, you are playing at a high level every week in, week out. And that's what the likes of, Ken Urata actually dropped off the standings. I didn't mention that, but Ken Urata had a big blowout or a shunt. He's now currently in 41st, and in fact only completed 13 laps in the end. So no reliable finish for Ken Urata. That led the way for Baron Sim, who's in the 46 car, DW Motorsport, to climb into 4th spot. Chao-Tek Seong, 3 R Engineering cars in the top 10. Chao-Tek Seong, Jesmond Tan and Ayman Sadat. So R Engineering again adding another feather into their cap of being one of the most successful and reliable teams in the MCS. And that looks like Chao-Tek Seong. Is that the number 11 car? It is the number 11 car. And that is Jesmond Tan. That is 4-track position. That is for 6th and 7th overall. That's for 5th and 6th, sorry, overall. That is the fight in MTC between
This is the fight we saw earlier.
That's Rahul Raj, and that is Hayden Heichel. That is 2nd and 3rd in MTC coming into turn 1. Hayden with another great take. So he has got himself another 2nd spot. Not overall this time, but in class. Them were lapping at 2:33, if I'm right. No? Yeah, about 2:38, 2:39.
Yep, 2:38. Hayden definitely one of the more consistent performers this weekend. 2nd place yesterday.
Oh, that looked like Johnny Z again, just on the side of the road. Now there's a white flag shown. Slow-moving vehicle, which I think was Johnny Z, just on the ahead of the track. Once again, great work by the marshals. They see the race that's happening before the race. That is Hayden Heichel up at the front, who's now managed to put some traffic between him and Rahul Rajmaya. That's the perfect situation, one of those Axel sports cars.
And it goes in line with what happened yesterday. Like, he was coming to life right at the end of the race, and he's doing it the same. This is strategy going into the race. To start off, to stay consistent, but to push the pedal to the metal right at the end. And I think we're going to just see Hayden get faster and faster.
Yeah. Rahul is now past that back marker, but I think the back marker has done enough damage. Another car that is currently dropping down the order is the other City Racing SP2G car. Akid Asli behind the wheel of that 500 car. Something wrong with that for sure. Chi On as well in the 243 cars also dropped down the list. So Rahul Rajmaya, 2nd in class, overall 10th, best lap of a 2:36, and under no significant pressure here. As we're getting to that last lap area.
Kifli's just maintained a 10-11 second lead.
He's brilliant at that.
He's cruising at this point.
Absolutely brilliant at that. You need a driver that can deal with isolation drives like this, where you're not under any pressure, you're just maintaining the car, but also a driver that, if pushed from behind or front, can actually turn the jets on and get past it as well. That's your perfect driver.
But that's a testament of what the work that Ayub Azli had done to give him the
It
car.
builds. Yeah, absolutely it
in
builds.
a great position.
So that's number 96. That looks like SB2G. Here is Kifli Othman now coming into what I'm sure is going to be his final lap of regulation before he gets to his last lap. 1 hour plus leader. But it has been a pretty flawless performance from City Racing and that number 50 Honda Civic FD2R. The Honda Civic FD2R, one of the most useful chassis and models for touring car racing. And that's why you see so many of them on the track. But this specific one has done very, very well this season so far. And you know what? I say this season so far, there's confirmation of that last lap that he's starting. I say this season because that car, that exact red and green car, has been in and amongst the podium for the last 3 or 4 years. I'm talking 3rd, 4th, 5th, definitely. But now looking like they've just pushed over. That windscreen wiper is currently a bit of a problem.
Yeah, they won't do him any harm.
Won't do him any harm. Not at the 13 seconds odd that he's ahead anyway.
But Kifli Othman has found himself in this position one too many times. You know, getting the car second with a healthy lead, and his job is just to try and keep that momentum, maintain the same pace, and ultimately cruise to victory. And he's such an experienced driver on the MCS circuit. So this is not a surprise. This is familiarity, if you.
And that's what they signed into the team. That's exactly why he's doing the second drive, and he's got enough space, as you said, front and back, to be driving on that magic line. Doesn't have to be pushing it 100%. This is the 95% drive that you need to do to just fill in the gaps in a race.
Yep, exactly.
Essentially. Don't want to push it. You don't want to push your tires. You definitely don't want to push your petrol. So now it should be coming round. Now that is Hishamuddin.
Yep, I think he's guaranteed a victory in the SB1.
Good victory in SB1, good second overall. And again, one of those cars that sat in the back of the initial fights that were happening between Johnny Z and Ayub Azli. But look how close Faris Fauzi actually is on the last lap.
Yeah, but I think Hishamuddin has done well to maintain that distance, even though Faris has been pushing him throughout.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to jump from that, that's for sure.
Especially coming into the last lap. He's done a great job of defending that second place.
So, turn 14 for Kifli Othman. 2:27, that's actually the fastest lap that we've seen today, if I'm right. 2:27, 7:48, nobody else got underneath that. I'll take it. Based on yesterday, I'll take a 2:27.
Yeah, that's 20 seconds faster than considering the circumstances.
At least. So here you go, the checkered flag, waiting around turn 15. Beautiful line in that last corner. And patched up or not, this car that, remember, was in the wall yesterday,
indeed,
has come out with no internal problems at all, unlike its competitors, taking the checkered flag, and it's another 15 points to make up for a big loss in points yesterday for City Racing, who are now looking like the unstoppable force in this year's Malaysia Championship Series. Some of the other finishers, so M. Hishamuddin does come in second, Faris Fauzi is in third. Those two also, of course, topping SB1. Pisau Fun and Baron Sim have taken third spot in SB1. Just waiting for the MTCs to come around the corner now. As more and more of them do, and it should be about 20 seconds before that happens. It's a good time to check in with Kifli Othman, who's doing the victory lap now.
Yeah, Kifli, no stranger to the motor racing circuit. He's been around for a long time, and that experience definitely has helped him so much. This is almost a customary procession if you think about it.
Yeah, so the Yazlan brothers, Nabil now behind that wheel coming in. This would be the MTC finish, and that is in fact our winner, that beautiful gold and blue car. So the Yazlans come through as winners in MTC, and Hayden Heichel has finished in second in MTC, and Mitchell and Rahul in third. So that battle between the High Rev Dream Chaser team and Wing Hin Motorsports continues on again. They've always been in the podiums for all the races so far. That's the kind of story that we love to see for the MCS. Bone dry conditions today, absolutely no rain whatsoever, and I'm going to say it, as I've seen enough of both types of the race, a glorious return to racing in your first proper MCS race in the commentary box after what was an anomaly yesterday.
I think I speak for everyone when I say this is one of the biggest wins, right? To have clear, dry track.
Yes.
Everything goes on like clockwork.
Yes, the little things in life mean everything. And the littlest thing that makes the most difference is the weather. That's just a fact. But in terms of motor racing, everybody likes, wherever you are watching around Asia, Malaysia, and of course the world, if you are joining us, everybody likes sunny tracks, cars out. It hasn't been the cleanest of races. We've seen a lot of cars that have disappeared.
Yep.
Tao Danwa, Johnny Z, of course. It was Tao Danwa we didn't even see for the whole race. But Johnny Z was out for a few laps and then came back in. But there's been a few cars that still felt the pains and the trials and tribulations of yesterday's challenges. And they will fade as we get into the future. But now, of course, all of these teams have as Keith Hoffman gets into Park Fermé.
I think for the likes of Tauhid Anwar, it's probably, you know, he won't feel it too much because he came in yesterday and spoke to us and said he's already done 20 races this year.
It's been a good year for him, yeah.
Yeah, and several podiums as well. In fact, he won the second race in round one. So, you know, it's just a little bit of R&R for him and come back stronger after this.
Of those 20 races, he third place at the Gulf Pro Championship in the UAE, gold, first place at the Gulf Pro Endurance, and third in the Indian National Championship. And I actually asked him, where do you get the time to race all these championships? But he's an industrious lad, that's for sure, and he's done it well. Well, we'll be seeing more of him, of course, in round 3. Right now, it is all celebrations in Park Fermé.
Hishamuddin will be extremely proud of himself as well. The way he held the fort for second place to starve off competition from yesterday's winner.
It's always good to see new names on the podium because it means that they unlocked that formula that you need for the hour-long race, because it's that pit window that really does make all the difference. So the cars now piling in. I can tell you one of the recent problems. We were talking about how it's an oversubscribed championship these days, but one of the recent problems. Well, he's happy. He's really happy now.
He's happy. Why wouldn't he be?
He's got his
third
as
overall.
well. But,
first yesterday.
It's been a good weekend for him.
Yeah.
But I said one of the most recent problems that we've had is this, what you're seeing on your screen right now, which is that 54 cars signed up. Is very hard to get them all into Park Fermé and scrutinize. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's Nabil Aslan, I think it is. And there's his brother, and therefore that car is the car that finished third. Successful siblings they are, not just in this championship, but also at the Vios Sprint Cup as well. So the results now, looking at touring production, it is Ayub and Kifli back on top again for City Racing, looking untouchable this year. Imran Wafi in second, Jonathan C and Tawad Anwar, as you can see, still scoring points, even though they were DNFs.
And as for the SP1, Hishamuddin, like you saw earlier, emerged champion. Faris Fauzi with the thumbs up. Happy with his second place. PEC found in third place. Jasmine Tan in fourth. Ayman Sadat in fifth. Jason Chiao in sixth. Azmi Omar Iskandar Muhammad in seventh. Kanurata in eighth place. And completing the classification is Lim Jin Guang.
So that was SB1. This is MTC, and it's confirmation that the Aslan brothers have taken the top of a Wing Hin Motorsport 1-2. Hayden Heichel comes in second. Mitchell Chia and High Rev Dream Chaser with third and fourth. Go Li Hang and Leon Koo in fifth and sixth. Danny Chin and Mark Chu in seventh. Hugh Koi Sen in eighth. And Tae Sin and Lam Hui in ninth.
And as for the SP2, Wong Yu Chong and Chi Wei Leng would be happy with their first place finished. Timothy Thomas comes in second with An Yu Wei. Amir Harris completes the top three. Ian Wong in fourth place. Ng Chon Jin, Ng Chon Kung in fifth. Akid Azli, Adli Razak in sixth. Adam Mikhail in seventh. Lester Neo, Xiao Tong Wei in eighth. Nick Z. And this is 11th to 15th. Aman Haizik. Kenneth Tay in 12th, Lim Hao Yong in 13th, Wong Wai Kong in 14th.
And for SP2V, while Ibtak Meng, Alex Young and Daniel Ui in second. Alan Tia, Mohammed Hasif and Mohammed Najib Ismail take us up to fifth. Lo Chon Him, Ronnie Rossman, Shafiq Shamsuddin and Jason Hu up to ninth. And Trey Tan in 10th with partner. That just means 11th. Sochi Chong, as we saw from the ST Wangan team, Singaporean team, DNF'd, sadly. So now, after looking at all those results, let's look back at what was a good, glorious return back to sunny racing here at the MCS. Started well enough. This was start one for TP and SP1. And you can see how quickly that City racing car got off the mark and immediately got into this big battle with Johnny Z. For a while, we thought that was going to be it. This was the second start for MTC and SP2. That saw the winner from yesterday, Sochi Chong, out immediately, as you can see. But all eyes were really on the 15 and 17 car for the next few laps until this happened. That was the 95 Scuba car, placed in a very dangerous position at turn 15. Safety car came out for 3 laps. From laps 3 to 6. And once racing restarted, it was all go again for a couple of laps at least. These two really pushing it, as you can see, going wide. Johnny Z pushed himself a little bit too much. This was where, now I'd have to say, it's a blown gear and not a misgear, but immediately off the power and off the track. And it was a shame for him. There was a big battle going on in MTC, and a couple of victims still, again, just finding their way after yesterday. The pit stop window saw everybody come in, and at the end after that, it was a bit of bump and grind and drifting all over the track. But it was all about that number 50 City racing car, Faris Fauzi here, who was a good settled performer. Good performance from Ishamuddin, number 71 car, to finish second overall and to top SB1. And this battle for the MTC crown this year gets bigger and bigger. In the end, as I said, it's all about this car and the strategy for City Racing that have come out and ruled the roost today with a big win overall and in touring production.
Wonder if we'd see another 54 car entry in the next race. I think we would. I think we would.
Yeah, according to Alex Young anyway, it is oversubscribed not just this year, but next year as well. A lot of young drivers coming through. So we're going to take a break now, but when we come back, it is the podium ceremony, so do stick around.
nerves of steel needed in sizzling conditions. It's time to seize the moment in Sepang. It's time to race in MotoGP. Biggest race of 2022 is here as we get set fully for Tronas Grand Prix in Malaysia. And look at Bagnaia, he's up to second. Close off, back at Bagnaia, up into second place. Fabio Quartararo clinging on to that third place. How close was that?
To all my fans, this year is our year. Come down to Sepang this November. It's time for Malaysian GP. Malaysia. 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 Jom ke Sepang, kasih gegar.
Yokohama.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit for the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2022. It is race day today, in which we will witness all of the excitement that is happening or that will be happening on the tracks here for MotoGP, Moto2 as well as Moto3.
MotoGP first arrived at the stunning Sepang circuit in 1999, and since then we've had 14 world champions crowned at this magnificent Malaysian track.
And we are go in Sepang, and just like yesterday, and it looks as though the Malaysian has done it. Here comes Pratama, he's not close enough. It's victory for Hakim Dalid.
Set to go here then in our first Malaysian Grand Prix in 3 years, and we are underway in Moto3. Superb launch in the middle of that front row. Sasaki on the inside of John McPhee. Sergio Garcia's got on the brakes in the turn 15, but not that good. McPhee pinches the inside line, and has he taken the victory here in Malaysia? It's going to be all about the run to the finish line. John McPhee on course for an incredible victory. McPhee will take it. The Flying Scotsman wins another sensational race in Sepang.
Sudah tentu saya bersedia untuk full season. So doakan saya semoga berjaya dan semoga dapat poin yang saya nakkan.
Moto 2 Grand Prix in Malaysia, and we are go. Brilliant launch, the dream launch on pole then. On the front 10, you can hear the crowd. Oh, he's got that! Can you believe it? Oh my goodness!
First sekali memang perasaan tu macam tu memang best lah, memang gembira kan. Kita dapat berlumba di halaman sendiri dan juga dalam race orang cakap tu World Championship punya race.
Is go! Great start from pole position, electric start from Jorge Martin. Hard on the brakes, the pair of them go, they both snake sideways. And Bastianini, a little bit like he done the last lap in Mazzano, almost. Pecco Bagnaia then is on course for victory here in the Malaysian Grand Prix, but the World Championship will roll on into Valencia in 2 weeks' time. Bagnaia is your winner here.
Alhamdulillah, syukur kepada ilahi kerana event Petronas Grand Prix Malaysia pada tahun ini telah berlangsung dengan sukses sekali. Ramai peminat-peminat yang datang di seluruh pelosok dunia, terutamanya rakyat Malaysia yang datang pada hujung minggu ini untuk meriahkan lagi event Petronas Grand Prix Malaysia pada tahun ini, dan saya amat-amat berterima kasih kepada semua yang hadir untuk memberi sokongan kepada kami.
Yokohama.
Welcome back to the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit, where we are ready now to get to the podium for this MCS Round 2 Race 2, sorry. And now we're going to be starting with touring production.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series 2023, Round 2, Race 2. And now is the podium ceremony. We will kick things off with the T production category. Let's all welcome the winners to the podium. In third place, car number 17 from Suka Race Team, C. Bayu Jonathan.
Johnny Z. Looking
in
pretty good
second
spirits.
place, car number 29, Imran Wafi Adnan and Lee Come Soon. And the winner for T production category, car number 50 from City Racing Team, Ayub Azli and Kifli Othman.
There they are.
And now we would like to invite, first of all, Mr. Akira Nakamoto, Manager Director of Yokohama Tire Sales Malaysia Sdn Bhd, to hand the trophy to our third place winner.
So our VIPs on hand with the trophies for touring production.
And now we would like to invite Mr. Azhan Shafriman Hanif, Chief Executive Officer of Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our second place winners. And now, for the first place trophy presenter, our very own Tan Sri Azman Yahya, Chairman of Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our first place winners. And now a group photo with our presenters and all our winners.
So time for a group photo. Congratulations to all of our touring production winners today.
Thank you, presenters, and congratulations to all our winners for the TP category. And moving on to the M production car category.
MTC
Please
up next.
welcome the winners to the podium. In third place, car number 100, High Ref Dream Chaser, Mitchell Chia and Rahul Rajmaya.
And there is Rahul Rajmaya and Mitchell Chia. Not 100% successful today, but good enough, still on the podium.
Second place, car number 39, Wing Hin Motorsport, Hayden Haikal.
And that's what it's really about. Wing Hin Motorsports 1-2 in MTC.
And the winner for the MTC category, car number 38 from Wing Hin Motorsport, Nakib Noor and Nabil Noor Aslan.
And the Aslan brothers, not their first podium, I can tell you that. One thing they are learning very quickly is how to deal with the success.
And now, once again, we would like to invite Mr. Akira Nakamoto, Manager Director of Yokohama Tire Sales Malaysia Sdn Bhd, to hand the trophies to our third place winner. And now, once again, we would like to invite Inche Azhan Shafriman Hanif, CEO of Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our second place winner.
And once again, our VIPs, a senior of them at
And
SIC
once again, we
on
would like to
hand.
bring out our very own Tan Sri Azman Yahya, Chairman of Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our first place winners. And now a photo op with our winners and presenters.
And the group photo for MTC. Congratulations to all of our winners today.
All right, thank you, presenters, and congratulations again to all the winners. Moving forward, now is the time for the S Production 1 category. In
SP1
third
up next.
place, car number 46 from DW Motorsport, P. Salvan and Sim Kwang Tech. In second place, car number 10 from R Engineering, Faris Fauzi. And your champion for SP1 category, car number 71 from Jebon Durhaka Motorsport, M. Hishamuddin. And now we would like to invite Mr. Yong Chi Ki, head of EIT Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our third place winner. And now, we would like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Lee, Head of Procurement, Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our second place winner. And now it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Mujilan Maniam, Head of Integrity of Government Unit, Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our first place winner. And now a photo walk with our presenters and our winners.
So, photo opportunity for SP1. Good competition today. Looking to continue that as they all look up at the drone, I'm sure. So look to continue that for round 3.
Thank you, presenters, and congratulations to all the winners. Moving on, the S Production 2G category. In third place, car number 909 from Bay Racing Team, Ame Harris.
Well, Bay Racing Team may have had some issues over the weekend, but Army Harris has delivered a podium for them.
In second place, car number 70 from Bay Racing Team, Timothy Thomas Yeo and Aun Yu Wei.
Timothy Yeo also back in the podiums.
And the winners for the SP2G category, car number 268, Yu Chung and Wei Leng. Now we would like to once again invite Mr. Yong Chi Ki, Head of EIT Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our third place winners. And now once again we would like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Lee, Head of Procurement Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our second place winner. And once again, it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Mugilan Maniam, Head of Integrity of Government Unit, Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophy to our first place winners. Thank you, Mr. Mugilan. And now a photo op with the presenters and the winners.
And a photo opportunity for SP2G, which means just SP2V left.
Congratulations to all our winners. Thank you, our presenters. And finally, the final class, the S Production 2V category. In third place, car number 33, Alantia and Lo Jiaji.
Well, they promised a podium, and they've got one.
In second place,
They were actually
car
leading
number
at the
21
time, but
from
Yeah, indeed.
Axel
Wow,
Sports,
Podium's good enough,
Alex
I guess.
Young and Daniel Uy.
So Alex Young and Daniel Uy. Daniel Uy is racing for the first time this weekend, and that's why Alex has been in the car with him. Well, as I said,
And the
great to see
winners for the
Mr. Young back on the podium
SP2V
again.
category. Car number 189 from R-Works Rios, Tak Meng and Kin Sang.
And R-Works Rios take the top spot, middle step on the podium.
Proceeding with the trophy handover, we'd like to invite once again Mr. Yong Chiki, head of EIT Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our third place winners. For the second place trophies, once again, we would like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Lee, Head of Procurement Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our second place winners. And finally, for the first place trophies, we would like to invite once again Mr. Mugilan Maniam, Head of Integrity of Government Unit, Sepang International Circuit, to hand the trophies to our first place winners. And now a photo op with our presenters and our winners.
Our group photo for SP2V. And while I'm actually on it, just once again, great credit going out to Axel Sports, not just Alex Young, but also his motorsport
Congratulations
company,
to
Axel
all
Sports, for
the
being
winners.
in and amongst
That's
the winners.
all, folks, for MCS 2023 Round 2. Make sure you come back down here.
So
at
that
Sepang
brings us to the end of our Round 2 weekend here at the Malaysia Championship Series 2023. I hope you've had fun, even including the rain. Thanks to Nick Anil. Nick, thanks for joining me in the commentary box, and hopefully you'll be with us for Round 3 as well.
Yes, thanks for having me, Jeff. It was exceptional to be part of this round 2, and I will be back.
It's an
for round
eye-opening
3.
experience. The rest of you, of course, don't forget, August is going to be Round 3, but do stay tuned to the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit for all the other championships happening right here today. From now, from us, it's goodbye.
It is hot down here in the pit lanes. It's definitely going to be hotter out there on the track. Ladies and gents, we are back. Welcome back at the Malaysia Championship Series down here.
And the Malaysia Championship Series 2021 season is a go. You can hear those engines screaming their way. Driver hold, there's some contact at turn 15. We said there might be some action at turn 15. Team, wow, look, that's a double overtake. This is some huge stuff to kick off